Yogis, thanks for joining Yoga with Leanna. I'm really excited to share today's practice with you. So grab your mat, grab a block, and we'll get started. So come to a nice tall seat and close your eyes. And then just to see what it feels like, kind of slouch, get a little like slumpy here. And just kind of notice what happens, like the shoulders kind of cave in, and the back rounds, even the low back kind of rounds. We sort of hunch over. And then exaggerate the other way. So almost like you're trying to come into a back bend, kind of arch the low back, draw the shoulder blades together and lift the chin up. And then find somewhere right in between where you've got that tall spine. You're rooting down into the sitting bones. And really sense where you can feel that rooting down. And sense kind of up the entire chain of the body where you feel the rebound of the root down. Maybe you could even feel it all the way to the very top of your spine. And allow the shoulder blades to draw together and then also down behind the back. And then just notice where you're holding tension that you can let go of. Maybe in the face, around the eyes. And allow your palms to face up on the knees. And just here for a moment, take note of being in your body, on your mat, and focusing for these next few minutes just on you, on feeling a little bit more calm, more open, more centered. Don't take that for granted, right? That's such an amazing thing when we can give ourselves that time. Just appreciate that you gave yourself that time today. Let's take a deeper breath in and out through the nose. And we'll take a couple more here. Really feeling the belly expand, the sides of the ribs, the back of the body. And then with your next inhale, reach both arms overhead. And then just pause there with the arms up overhead. Take a few deep breaths here. And then just notice, did you kind of slump forward? Did you arch the back? Try to find that long, long spine, root down into the sitting bones. And then just look up at your hands. Can you spin your pinkies in a little bit? But try to make that action happen from deep within the shoulder sockets. So from those shoulder sockets, you're rotating the pinkies in and the thumbs out just slightly. And then reach up through your ring fingers and try to bring your thumbs back a little bit more, almost trying to get those biceps like behind the ears. Imagine that there's a really large block between your forearms and then squeeze in on that block. I'll take a few more deep breaths here. Try to breathe into the back ribs. Last full breath, find those strong straight arms, reach the thumbs back. And then release the arms down and interlace your hands together behind your back. And try to get your palms together. And then try to straighten the arms out here. And if you can't, no worries. Just try to move towards straight with the shoulder blades squeezing together behind the back. And then any amount that you can, start to lift your hands away from the floor. And notice if you had to kind of move forward or back to do that. Find that tall spine again. Root down into the sitting bones. Reach up for the crown of the head. And start to draw your knuckles away from your body, broadening the front of the chest. Last full breath here. Good, release the arms. And then again, we'll inhale both arms straight up. And then exhale, just bring your right hand down. Left arm reaches up. And we'll take a little side body stretch. Almost imagine that somebody is holding that top hand and like lifting it up. So really feel that space between the left side ribs. And then just breathe into that space there. And we'll inhale both arms back up. And exhale, switch sides. And so really reaching through the arm. And then just sending your breath right into those side ribs. Allow the shoulders to relax. Allow the face to soften. Inhale, both arms reach back up. And last time here, we'll pause and hold this arms up position. This is the same arms up really like any time that we're in like reaching up from mountain pose, in high lunge. You want to, even in chair pose, you want to find these same arms where the thumbs are reaching back, and you'll feel that in the upper back. You'll feel those muscles really have to work to get those arms up there. Imagine that you're squeezing a block between your forearms, and then really strong arms. So the biceps and the triceps are active. We're reaching up through those ring fingers, but finding length to both sides of the neck. Okay, one more inhale into the back ribs. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, both arms down alongside the body. Good. Blink your eyes open if they're not already. And then we'll make our way right into downward facing dog. Good. Arrive in your down dog. And just notice where you feel this today, mostly. Sometimes, you know, the hamstrings will feel this a bit more, or maybe the calves. Other times it's a little bit more in the shoulders. And just kind of notice where your body is feeling this. And then we'll start with the hands. Actively press your hands down. And also act like you want to press your hands forward. Find that same firming in of the forearms. And then see if you can broaden the upper back a little bit more. So almost like spreading the shoulder blades away from each other. You might even feel a bit of like a wrapping of the shoulder blades around the upper arm bones. Allow your head and neck to hang heavy, so just look back towards the toes. And then keeping that in the arms, bend your knees quite a bit. Lift your tailbone up nice and high. And then with your feet, act like you want to pull the mat apart. So the balls of the feet press down and pull out. Good. Keeping that activation in the legs. Start to straighten your legs. Firming the quads. And then any amount that you can, start to bring your heels a little closer towards the mat. Okay, pressing evenly down into both the inner and the outer heel. Keeping the tailbone lifted. And then again, find that same strength in the arms if you can find it. One more full breath here. And inhale forward into your high plank and pause. Okay, a couple breaths in the high plank. If you need to adjust your hands a little bit, feel free to. As soon as I have to walk my hands forward a little bit or the feet back. And then again, press down evenly into the circumference of both palms. And try to broaden the collarbones, almost like slightly pulling the sternum forward. And then the crown of the head reaches forward so the chin kind of tucks up. And the quads are firm. And the balls of the feet are still pressing down and kind of pulling forward. And start to feel that shakiness happen in the core. Last full breath, find length through the spine. And then exhale, slowly lower all the way down. I usually use the knees first. Uncurl the toes. And then we'll make our way into a few rolling baby cobras. I usually bring my fingers back just a little bit so the fingertips are in line with the tops of the shoulders. And we'll exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, peel the chest up, baby cobra, using the muscles in the back. And then exhale, we'll lower down. And inhale, come on back up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, press into the tops of the feet. And exhale, come on down. This time we'll hold. Inhale, peel up, pause. Press the tops of the feet down, press the pubic bone down. And then squeeze your elbows into your body. And with your hands, grip into the mat and pull back, as if you want to send yourself forward. There's just that soft gaze down into the cheeks, so the back of the neck is long. Really press those feet down, even into the pinky toe sides of the feet. One more inhale, lift the heart forward. Exhale, lower down. And press back into your child's pose. Big toes touch, knees wide. As you reach the sitting bones back, keep reaching the fingers forward so that you're finding a super long child's pose. And even try to reach forward through the fingers. And last full breath into the back body. And then slowly make your way back into your downward facing dog. And take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. And inhale, halfway lift, press into the shins, shoulder blades together behind the back. And exhale, fold, head and neck hang heavy. And inhale, both arms sweep up, look up, and try to find those same strong arms, forearms squeeze in, thumbs reach back, and a little bit of a spinning in of the pinkies. Let's take one more inhale, press into the feet, reach up. Exhale, bring your palms in front of your heart. And let your palms face forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, find your length. And a deep breath out, shoulder blades down and together. Good, Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, both arms reach up, find those strong arms. Exhale, bend your knees and bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift, press into the shins. And exhale, we fold. Inhale, step or float back into your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in, heart forward. Inhale, upward facing dog, outer shoulders back, chest forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms reach up, look up, maybe press the palms together. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Palms face forward, Tadasana. Check in on those strong legs. The quads are active. You're pressing down into the four corners of the feet. And then we'll inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or float, high plank. Keep your quads firm as you lower into your chaturanga. Keep the quads firm, upward facing dog. The tops of the feet press down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms reach up, really reach. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Palms face forward, full breath in. Full breath out. Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step or float, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Right away, inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot for warrior one, spin the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one, press down, reach up, strong arms. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot for warrior one. Inhale, warrior one, press down, reach up. Exhale, chaturanga. Nice and controlled, nice and slow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the mat away. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale, bend your knees. Look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale, Utkatasana. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. And then palms face forward. Full breath in, stand tall, shoulders down. And exhale. Good. Lunge salutations. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat. Pause there. Left sitting bone is right in line with that left heel. Back leg is activated. And the arms reach out wide. Are you sinking into that front hip? Get a little lift out of that front hip. And then both arms reach forward across the ears. Same arms we've been working. Lift the thumbs up. Squeeze the block between the forearms. Back leg is still strong. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands down. Step back into your high plank. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, lightly step your foot, and then pause in your lunge. That right sitting bone is firming in, so it's in line with the heel. Activate that back leg a lot, so engage the quad, engage the glute. I know those are hard, and then bring the arms out wide. Notice, are you sinking into that front hip? I almost always am. Get a little bit of lift out of that. The femur bone is pressing down. And then both arms reach straight forward across the ears. Thumbs up, squeeze the block between the forearms. Outer hips firm in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms reach up, really reach, look up. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Palms face forward, Tadasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. And second side, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, bend the knees, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Pause, find your strong legs. And then arms reach out wide. Lift up out of that front hip, get that lift there. And then both arms straight forward, thumbs reach up, forearms squeeze in, strong legs, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back, high plank. Inhale in your strong high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Savasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, step your foot between your hands and then pause. Adjust if you need to, find your stability. Arms out wide. Lift up out of that left hip crease. Arms reach forward. Outer hips firm in. Back leg is strong. Lift the thumbs up. Reach forward through the ring fingers. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms reach up. Biggest reach yet. Press through the feet. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. And palms face forward. Strong legs. Long spine. And breathe. And inhale into your chair pose, Utkatasana. A couple of breaths here. Sit back into your heels. Allow the tailbone to draw down slightly. And then we're going to cactus the arms. Almost acts like you're pulling, you know those like weight things at the gym that have the long bar? Act like you're kind of pulling down on that, so activate those back muscles. And then take an inhale. And then we'll exhale, twist to the right. Good, so for now, let's keep the elbows kind of reaching away from each other. Sit a little deeper into your chair if you can. And keep the belly engaged. Every inhale, lengthen through the spine. Every exhale, deepen the twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switch sides. Good, a few breaths here. Those elbows pulled away from each other. The shoulder blades are together and down behind the back. Sit back into the heels. Ooh, that's hard. Sit a little bit lower, last couple breaths. Inhale, chair pose, sit low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, step or float, high plank. And then we'll exhale into our forearm plank. You gotta love planks, right? They're just so good, like full body, just super good. Press even the wrists down into the mat. And then let's bring the feet wide. Oh boy, some of you might know what's coming here. So press those forearms down. And then try not to shift a whole lot side to side. We're staying pretty even with the hips. So like both hip points, like one doesn't drop below the other if you can help it. And bring your right arm straight forward across the ear. Uh-oh, my left hip point's dropping. I'm gonna lift it up. And then right arm down, second side, left arm forward. Left arm down, come back into your normal forearm plank, normal feet. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale, lower the knees, lower the hips, uncurl the toes, Sphinx. And we'll press into the tops of the feet, press the pubic bone down, broaden across the collarbones, then pull those elbows back as the heart reaches forward. One more inhale into the collarbones. And then exhale, lower down. We'll take bow pose while we're down here. Bend your knees. Grab a hold of your ankles. And start by exhaling out of the mouth. Inhale, kick back and kick up. And then more important than the kick up is the press back. So those shins are pressing back into your hands, almost where it's like hard to even hold on to them. The chest is reaching forward. And then lean back a little bit. Try to lift the low ribs off the mat. Soft gaze, get down onto the cheeks. Breath is steady. One more inhale, use the glutes. Exhale, lower down, turn the right cheek to the mat. And just move your feet side to side. Okay, turn your other cheek to the mat. And same deal. And bring your feet back down. And bring your hands under your shoulders. We'll curl the toes under. Lift the knees, elbows in, firm the belly. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adjust how you need to. And then just notice this down dog. How does this down dog feel? A little bit more open now, a little bit more warmed up. Hopefully it's starting to feel a little bit better. Inhale the right leg up and back. And exhale, bring your knee to your right upper arm, squeeze it in. Bring your knee to your left upper arm, little twist. Back to the right upper arm. Inhale your leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop your back knee, and we'll come into low lunge. Bring your hands to your hip points and then just check in. Usually for me, like the right hip kind of hikes way up. Try to get that right hip down in line with the left hip. And there's also a bit of the outer right hip or the right hip sort of pulling back to keep those hips in one line. And you'll feel that in that right glute area. The tailbone slightly draws down. And that front heel is pressing down strongly into the mat. Left glute is strong. And then we'll just bring both arms straight up. Find the strength in the arms. And then keeping that, can you sink a little bit more into the front knee? Getting a bit more of a stretch into that left hip flexor. It helps to press the top of the leg down, or that left shin, to press it down into the mat and kind of pull forward. Last full breath. Then we'll back out of that lunge a little bit, so just coming back up to where you don't feel quite as much of that hip flexor stretch. And then bring the palms together. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist. Hook your elbow outside of your knee. All right, so starting with the back knee down, notice that right leg. Can you draw the outer right hip back and in? Can you squeeze the shoulder blades together and then draw the shoulder blades down the back? And then keeping that, curl the back toes, lift the back knee. Okay. And then notice what happened with that front leg. Firm the outer hip in and try to press that right hip point down so it's in line with the left. Firm that left leg, especially the quad and the glute. Left ribs reach forward. Maybe gaze up, last full breath. Just one breath, inhale, press down, high lunge, reach up. Exhale, either chaturanga or skip it. We'll meet back in down dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the left upper arm. Oops, pause there, I'm sliding. Press the hands into the mat. And then twist to the right upper arm. Back to the left. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot. Ooh, back knee down. The back leg is feeling it. And come into your low lunge. All right. So with this one, just take a peek at your hip points. You can even look at them, just feel them. For me, my left hip is way hiked up over the right hip. So I've really got to draw that left hip down and then also kind of draw that outer hip back to get the hips level. There's a little bit of a lifting up of those hip points and a tucking of the tailbone. Not a tuck, but a drawing down. Good, it's hard work to do that, right? Like this leg's working, back leg's working. Press that front heel down and then reach the arms in. Same strong arms, reach the thumbs back. Squeeze the forearms into an imaginary block. And then we'll start to sink forward a little bit, but don't change the engagement that we just worked on. We're just bending the front knee. And then that back shin is pressing down and pulling forward. We're reaching the fingers up. Right glute is strong. Last full breath. And then just back out of it. And bring the palms together in front of the heart. Take an inhale, find length through your spine. And then exhale, twist. Maybe hook the elbow for a little twist. First few breaths, just getting into it. And notice right away what happened with that left hip. Can you firm the outer hip in, and can you draw the left hip crease back? The right ribs pull forward. And then here we go. Curl the back toes under. Might need to adjust your feet a little bit. Lift the back knee up. And for me, always what happens is that left hip juts out. Firm it in. Pull the hip crease back. Engage that back leg a lot. Right ribs reach forward. Maybe look up. Shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, high lunge, press down, reach up. Exhale, either right into your chaturanga or skip it. We'll meet back in down dog. Check in on your down dog, check in on your form. Check in on where you're holding tension that you can soften. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Let's make sure our feet are about 2 fists apart. Bend the knees a lot, so allow the belly to even rest on the thighs. And grab a hold of your big toes with your peace sign fingers. And then firm your quads here. So you're lifting up on those kneecaps. Keep the head hanging heavy. Try to keep the belly to thigh connection. Try to keep the quads firm and start to straighten the legs. And then from there, can you draw the shoulder blades down the back? And breathe. And release the toes. Bring your feet a little bit wider, heels in, toes out, and we'll come on down into Malasana or Yogi squat. And the tendency for this one is for those collarbones to kind of collapse and for everything to round as much as you can. Try to broaden across the collarbones. And then notice if you're collapsing into the outer edges of the feet and try to come back to neutral where you're pressing evenly into all 4 corners. Those inner thighs should be active, so we're squeezing the knees into the elbows, reaching the crown of the head up. Last full breath. And hands down, lift the hips up. Bring the feet until they're about 2 fists apart. And bring all the weight into your heels. Firm up your quads. And then slowly start to walk back out into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop to the top of the mat. And then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, both arms reach up, look up, maybe press the palms together. Exhale, palms in front of the heart. Palms face forward, mountain pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, we're going to work on a little side bending. So we'll start with the feet about hips width distance, how we would normally stand for Tadasana. And then focus on pressing evenly into the 4 corners of each foot. Firm the quads as we do. You don't want the knees to be locked, so a little bit of a bend in the knees. No hyperextension there. Hip points a little up, and then we'll reach both arms up. For this one, I'm going to have us interlace the fingers, but leave the pointer fingers facing up. And then for this first side bend, try to keep the hips out of it so that all that's happening is that we're moving the waist and the hips stay in the same plane. So the hips are right over the feet. And we'll take a little side bend to the right. And it's hard not to move the hips, but as best as you can, keep the hips over the feet. And just make this bend happen by contracting the right side obliques and lengthening the left side waist. As you're doing that, try to reach the fingers up and squeeze those biceps into the ears. Good. Can you go a little bit deeper? And we'll inhale back to center. And exhale, switch sides. Oh, this is harder than I feel like it should be. So now the left side obliques are contracting and we're lengthening the right side waist. Even from the fingers. So reach those fingers up, press the feet down, strong legs. Hips stay right over the feet. Inhale back to center. And now let's go again on that other side. This time, allow your hips to press out to the left. And see how much further you can go with the hips moving. Keep the legs strong. Contract the right side obliques. Last full breath. Inhale back up. Whew. Exhale, second side. So now the hips are jutting out. The legs stay firm. Reach the fingers. Contract those left side obliques a lot. I don't do this pose enough, so I'm feeling this. Last full breath. Inhale back up. Exhale, release the arms. Whew. Just a little back bend. Place your hands onto your back. You can do fingers either face down or face up. And then we'll just press the hips forward, draw the tailbone down, lift the heart up. Really mild back bend. And slowly come on out. All right. And then we're going to make our way into triangle pose. So we're going to start with the right foot forward, left foot back, and I'm going to grab my block and place it outside of the front foot. Take a bit longer of a stance than you're used to. And then firm that front quad a lot. So activate it, keep a little bend in the front knee. Firm the back quad as well. And then notice where you kind of naturally go here. Like for me, I kind of crunch into those right side, and the left side of the body is like very curved. So usually most people are in the same boat, and you've got to contract those left side obliques to lengthen the right side waist. You might even come up onto a higher setting with the block, which I'm going to do. A little bit, the shoulder blades draw together, but you're also spreading across the shoulder blades. Can you firm the right hip in? And keep reaching the crown of the head forward. The bottom hand is like you want to press through the block. Top hand's like you want to touch the ceiling. Shoulder blades draw down the back. Last full breath. And slowly come all the way up. Whew. Okay, and then we'll just switch sides. The easiest way to get there. Just turn to the back. Come on in, take your time. Make your stance nice and long. And yeah, when you first kind of get in there, the legs don't, our body doesn't really want to be working. But if we contract the muscles, we're just getting so much more out of the pose. So that front quad, firm it. Back quad, firm it. It is a forward bend in that front leg, so you might feel this in the hamstring as well. Notice that left side waist shrinking and the right side waist is almost getting a stretch. Try to make both sides of your waist the same length. So from the hip point to the ribs, you got to contract that top waist to lengthen the bottom waist. The left hip crease draws back. Press down into the knife edge of the back foot. Reach the top arm up, press the bottom arm down. Lengthen the crown of the head forward. The tailbone draws back towards the back heel. Strong legs, last full breath. And we'll slowly come all the way back up. Whew. And then we'll just make our way to standing at the top of the mat. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. And we'll make our way back into down dog. If you'd like to take a crow pose, come on into crow. If you are doing crow, try to get your feet to squeeze together. So really squeeze those inner heels together. It makes it a lot harder. Squeeze the balls of the feet together. Collarbones broad. Maybe play with jumping back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just because it's fun to play around with, walk your hands back just a little bit. It's a little shorter of a down dog. Send your right leg up and back. And then bend your knee, open up your hip. So, if you want to play, firm that left outer hip in. Press really strongly into your right hand. And then just see if you can bring that left hand back towards the foot. Maybe just balancing on the fingertips. And then maybe you can reach up, and grab a hold of your foot. If you get the foot, oh man, don't fall over. Or if you fall over, no worries, just laugh it off. If you can stand there with the foot, then you would kick into your hand and open up that circle. Not working for me today. We'll come back into our shorter down dog when you're ready. And then at second side, left leg up and back. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And the key here is pressing strongly into the left hand, firming the outer right hip in, and then we'll walk that right hand back. I don't know if I want to try it on this side. I'm a bit wobbly today. Every day is pretty different with the balance, so just see what you got here. Maybe play with reaching the hand up. Woo, come crashing down. Maybe grab a hold of the foot. And then we kick, opening up that circle. When you're ready, we'll meet back in down dog. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. Drop your back knee down. Oh, actually, this wasn't the plan that I had. Sorry, we're coming back into low lunge. I went somewhere different. Here we are in our low lunge. So another kind of fun thing here for the quad. So come forward so that you're really stretching that left hip flexor. Get back into that same work with the hips. So try to get the hips in the same line. And then this time we'll bend the back knee. Or reach back for the top of the foot. If you have the top of the foot, kick into your hands. Lift the heart up. Keep drawing that right hip crease back. Press down into the front foot. Last full breath, left glute is strong. And then we'll gently release the back foot and come into half splits. Blocks are nice here if you've got them. In fact, I'm gonna grab mine. In half splits, it's the same as in high lunge. You want those hips to be in the same line, so that right hip crease draws back and maybe even presses down. If you want to take this into full Halimanasana, full split, start to inch your way there. I highly recommend blocks under the hands for this one. And don't just like sink into it, keep some lift. So it's almost like you want to try to press yourself up so the legs are activated, you're not just sinking. Shoulder blades draw down the back. And again, that right hip crease is drawing back and pressing down. Left glute is strong. Last full breath. Good. Full splits, come back into your half. And then we'll eventually make our way back into our down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot through. Drop the back knee. Half splits. Or whoops. Oh gosh. Low lunge. Notice those hips. Left hip probably has to come down a little bit. Tailbone down. And then we'll bend the back knee. Reach back for the foot. So once you get the foot, you kick into your hands. The left glute is strong. The right glute is strong. I mean, you're pressing that left foot down and drawing the left hip back. Lift the heart up. Last full breath. Gently release the back knee. And now we're ready for some half splits. Arda Halimanasana. Flex that left quad. Draw the left hip crease back. And even try to press that left femur down. Femur descending. If you're coming into full Halimanasana, ease your way in. Especially in full Hanuman, that left hip wants to come forward. Draw it back to keep it in line with the right hip, and then press that left heel down, firm that left quad, firm the right glute, and try to get some lift away from the mat. Shoulder blades together and down. Last full breath. Jai Hanuman. All right, come on out of it. Remove those blocks and come back into down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, forearm plank. Interlace the fingers for this one. And then we'll walk the toes in, come into dolphin. Couple options here. You can either play with dolphin or dolphin stand, forearm stand, or headstand. I'm going to do headstand. If you want to come to the wall, come to the wall. The legs are firming together. The balls of the feet press up. The armpits, if you're in headstand, press back. Only about 30% of the weight is in the head. The rest is in the arms. So press those forearms down. When you are done playing around, we'll meet in child's pose. eventually make our way up to a seat. Coming into Tadasana staff pose. Femur bones press down. Crown of the head reaches up. Shoulder blades together and down. And one more full breath here. Good. And coming into a little hip stretch. So we're going to play with double pigeon unless you hate double pigeon. So if you're doing double pigeon, let's start with the right outer ankle on top of the left knee. If you don't want to do double pigeon, bring the right shin in front of the left shin and sit tall there in Sukhasana. I haven't done double pigeon in a while. Whew. Feel it in those hips. So don't force yourself to go anywhere. My legs don't touch. Some people have no problem sitting here with the legs touching. It's not about forcing yourself into a position. It's just more about slowly opening from wherever you're at. So try to find that length of the spine. Sit really tall. And then to the best that you can, start to come forward with the chest. I don't go far at all. If you're pretty open here, you can actually fold forward over the legs. So take your pick and we'll be there for a couple breaths. When you're ready, come all the way up and out. And then we will bring both legs back out long. Dandasana, sit tall. And then second side, either the left shin in front of the right shin, Sukhasana, or double pigeon, left outer ankle to the right knee. Whichever you're doing, just find a place that you can hold for a few breaths without too much pain. Nice tall spine. Both legs out long. Come back into staff pose. And then we'll play with one that I really love. Bring your fingers to face away from your body with your hands a little further back than your shoulders. And then point your toes. Press into your heels, engage your legs, and then press into your hands, lift your hips. You might need to play with bringing the hands back a little further. Once you're there, really lift your hips, use your glutes, and then press so strongly into your hands that you feel a really big stretch to the front of the chest. Keep the back of the neck long, so no letting the throat go. Strong legs, one more inhale, press down, lift up, and then exhale, come all the way down. And we'll meet on the back in Supta Baddha Konasana. Bottoms of the feet together, knees wide. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Happy baby, come on in. Wiggle around a little bit, do what you gotta do. And then place your feet down onto the mat. Cross the right knee on top of the left knee, like you're cross-legged in a chair. Move your hips over to the left quite a bit, and then drop the knees to the right. Cactus the arms, and then gaze over to your left. Inhale back to center, recenter the hips, and then cross the left knee over the right. Move your hips over to the right, and drop the knees to the left. Inhale back to center. Bring your hips to the center. And exhale, Shavasana. Allow yourself to fidget a little bit initially. Get all the wiggles out so you can just be still. Relax all of those little muscles around the eyes. Relax the jaw. Let your whole body be relaxed. And then just notice your breath. Notice the sensations that you feel as you inhale. And notice the sensations you feel as you exhale. Shavasana. Stay as relaxed as you can. Take a deeper breath back into your body. Reach your arms back behind you, point your toes. And place your feet onto the mat. Make your way to one side and pause there. Notice how your body feels. Notice how you feel internally. And just know those things are all connected. Keeping your eyes closed and your head heavy, press yourself up into a seat. Bring your palms together, sit tall through your spine, and bow your chin to your chest. Take one last deep breath together. Inhale through your nose, fill all the way up to the very top, and then pause. Sip in a little bit more air. Lift your chin, open up your mouth. Thanks so much, everybody. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed class. If you did, please hit the like button and leave a comment. Love to hear from you all. Namaste.